how was Imaginarium born in your own imagination? Would you like to describe it to us?
Imaginarium started to come together already in 2007 after the previous album. I started to think what would be the next challenge for the band and for the listeners, and I just figured out that we needed to do something extraordinary to take the whole thing to a different level, so to say. And already at that time I had the idea that how about if we did a movie to go along with the actual album. And that seemed like a perfect idea, and just started to work on it from then.
But how did it happen? I mean, did you have like a vision, or did you hear like a sound? Like, what is the process behind it?
It all starts with the story or the vision. Hold on, how would it be like to fly with the snowman in the wintry landscape in the middle of the night, like in the classic animated movie? Or what would it be like to be in this weird, twisted jazz club of the 30s where all kinds of weird stuff is happening? Or I just have these stories first that I want to tell. That's the basis of everything. And then I just try to think what would be the best way to bring these stories alive. Is this an acoustic song? Is it a ballad? Is it a metal song? Does this require some folk elements, whatever? So it's just like toying around with different ideas to bring those visions alive.
What is for you the connection between the world that we imagine and what we call the real world?
Well, basically, we create our own reality. So everything we can imagine, we can also realize. So they really go together hand in hand.
So you mean manifest, like you're manifesting your ideas and what you imagine?
Absolutely. I truly think that the very basis of life in itself is all about trying to find your dreams and do the best you can to realize them. Whatever your dreams are, whether it's doing music, making a movie, getting a family, getting kids, getting old, traveling around the world, whatever. But you need to find the thing that you really, really want to do and do everything you can to make it a reality.
Like finding your own life purpose, like why you came here.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. And unfortunately, many people just leave it on the dreaming state, which is good in itself, but I think you need to be a little mad and try to fulfill all of those crazy ideas.
In the album you mention often the purity of the hearts and innocence of people, and you work in a very difficult world like the music business is. And how do you keep the innocence and the purity of the heart?
You have to realize that you are not perfect and you have limitations and you don't have the knowledge or the time to take care of everything. I think this is very crucial. You have to understand what you're good at and what you can't cope with. And the key thing to everything is to find the right people around you. Like you said, music business is a circus. It's one big mess, and I would lose my mind if I had to deal with all those loopholes. So basically I just need to find the right persons, like the other band members, managers, reliable record labels to take care of all that, so I can just concentrate on my duties.
Okay. I was reading the lyrics and I read one that I really like. Believe it, we live as we dream. Now, do you think it's the human being becomes the human being can fully express himself or herself in the dream world?
Yes, because everything is possible there. You can imagine anything. You can imagine perfection and beauty and love, unconditional love, everything. And like I just said, anything you can imagine, you can also make a reality.
But what do you think it's, because I think that life is about magic and beauty, and what do you think it's preventing the people to see it? Because people seems like they are not seeing the beauty and the wonder in life. So what is stopping them?
They have their eyes closed. I mean, all you need to do is think about the world and think about the people here. It's just filled with beautiful stuff. Magic, awe, amazing things, love. But there's also so much cruelty here, so people are blinded by what it's all supposed to be.
And when you write a great album like Imaginarium is, do you think about the feelings that will arise in people? Like, what do you think are the feelings that are mostly arising in people while listening to your music?
I don't think we need to think about that kind of stuff at any moment of the process. Basically, you are just creating your own imaginary world and trying to make the kind of music that's not available to you. I mean, myself or the band. And just try not to think about the listeners at all at that point. That's the only way to keep the music purely honest. But what some of the people have told me about this album is that it's like its cover image. It's a huge roller coaster ride, and it's gonna take a long time to get all the details grasped. And that's just a compliment to me. Take your time.
You just mentioned a roller coaster, which sounds to me like life is really a roller coaster with up and downs. So about the artwork, did you decide that you want it like this?
Yeah.
You had somebody else working on it?
Yeah, I love working with details and the cover artwork and all the little stuff. And yeah, it should be like the whole thing here, like this. And yeah, I wanted the cover to be like a gateway into the most wondrous and twisted amusement park, just full of wonders, everything just about to wake up, and all of that stuff just for you. Basically, it's a metaphor for life itself. It's like you are in a womb and you're about to enter the world and see all the wonders. That's the idea behind it. Some people think that...
Or maybe just entering in your own self, going deep inside.
Yeah, there are many layers that you can think about this. I really love this image, and it serves the purpose perfectly.
So with this album you decided to make a movie, but while I was listening to it, I just had like a vision, or an idea that this would be like a great musical. What about a musical? Did you ever think about it?
I have to be brutally honest now, I don't like musicals that much. Yeah, there's something a bit annoying about them, you know, just not my cup of tea. I really like Mary Poppins, and Sweeney Todd is quite good, but that's pretty much it. So that's something we wanted to avoid, because it would have been the obvious choice to make a musical from this album. But what we're actually trying to do is a full-length drama feature.
And which are the aspects of you that lies behind Imaginarium? How much of you is in this album?
Pretty much everything from the past few years. Everything we have always done has been very, very personal. And like the last song, Song of Myself, I wanted it to be the ultimate naked catharsis of myself.
Sometimes when I think about Finnish music and Finnish musicians, I have the feeling that Finnish people are a little bit closed or having difficulties in expressing their own feelings. So is it like writing music for you a way just to be more open or to tell what you have inside?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Music is nothing but feelings, emotions from me. And I'm glad that I have this one channel to get it all out.
If you compare this album with the previous one, what are the biggest differences? What did you really try to change, or what did you want to make new? Of course, the movie is a new thing, but like the main differences.
The main difference is the overall atmosphere of the albums. Dark Passion Play was quite dark. It sailed on some really dismal waters because of natural reasons, of course, but it was heavy duty, so to say. And this is something quite more uplifting, even more optimistic than ever before. It has much more grin into it, like, it's really twisted and weird. But the overall atmosphere is something that kind of brings you to a good mood, I think.
And is Nightwish, as it is nowadays, what you have been dreaming of?
I try not to dream too much about, I have my ambitions, but we don't have expectations too much into the future as a band. When we started out, we never thought that we need to make it big or we need to do at least 10 albums and get 100 gold discs or nothing like this. We just go one album at a time and try to make it as good as possible and see what happens. It really is that simple.
And after the movie, which is your next dream? Or do you have already something?
I have some ideas for the next album already, because it brings you to this melancholic mood once you have finished an album. You're like, okay, it's done, what am I gonna do next? And you become a little bit sad even. So the only thing to survive that is focus on the upcoming album. Whether it's coming out in 2014 or 15 or 16, I have no idea. But to already start gathering ideas for that is really helping out in this situation.
Which is the main message that you wanted to give to people in Imaginarium? Is there a message you want to give?
I don't like to preach or tell people what to do or to give them messages, but I would like for the people who listen to the album to get this, get the positive energy of beauty and imagination and memories and the power of overall love that we have in this world. So there is a little message hidden underneath that I would like the people to find, but if they don't, I don't care. Just enjoy the music, that's equally good.